Hi everyone. Hi Jace.
Hello, hello.
Welcome everyone. So those of you who have watched one of our chats before, you'll know this is my sister Jace. She is a myriad of things, one being a life coach, hence the name of this session. And today is all about confidence. So if that's something you're interested in, well done for making the time to catch up. Leave your comments still, even if you're not here for the live. We want to get back to you. We want to have these conversations. And yes, everyone who's here live, I'm actually just going to get the links out quickly. In the meanwhile, Jess, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually in Pretoria at the moment, and it's been like 34 degrees, which has been phenomenal because I hear that Cape Town is still stuck in winter mode. So even though it's raining here today, it's still like I think 30 degrees or something, which is like if I could live in an island for the rest of my life, I would. So really doing well with the weather up here.
I know, I'm just like it's like it's back and forth, but it's actually like really chilly here. And I think
Mm,
we've got some rain this week. It's just like never ending. It's never ending winter.
yeah.
Oh,
For those
okay.
of you who don't live in Cape Town, we have about 2 months of sunshine a year, and the rest of the time is four seasons in a day.
Absolutely. Jesse, I'm sending you this link here quick so that you can just
And
see everyone's comments and whoever's checking in. Um, I'm just going to get the last bit of the links to my peoples. Um, Here we go. But say hi, guys. Let us know how you are feeling. Um, welcome, welcome everyone. Ivor, hello, Gavin. Oh, there's so many voices going on here at the moment in my ears. Auntie, hello, hello. George is also cold and rainy. Ooh, Auntie, I'm coming to a wedding in George next weekend. It better not be cold and rainy. Inga, hello, lovely. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, everyone. Say hi. Lana, funny wifferbat. Hello, Lana. Lakom yaite. Karen, hello. Welcome, everyone. You getting that link there, Jessie?
yes, I am. Sorry, I just had to log in here as well.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So I hope you guys are all ready and settled. Got some rooibos tea. Jess, what's your drink of choice today?
I have got the sparkling water
The sparkling water.
with
Not so many coffees
bubbles.
today, Jessie.
I only had two, so I've
Already
switched to
had
decaf.
two.
I've switched to decaf though, so yay.
Amazing. Hi Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'm on about month. Yes, you lang is it now? 6 maanden?
Mm,
7 months of no caffeine, and it has
mm.
been life changing. Life changing.
Yeah, it takes those anxiety levels all the way down, eh?
All the way down.
Mm.
Jolene, hi gorgeous. Welcome everyone. Let's give it another minute or two before we get started. Um, uh, Lauren, hi mom. Hi Lauren. Um, yeah, give it another minute or two before we get started. Let's see who else is going to be joining on here. Jesse, you can see the names now. Hey,
Yes, I can
Nicole,
see everyone
lovely.
joining.
Hi, Pat. I know a few of you here have or came to or watched Jace and my last JF Ed session, which was a really super cool session, Jace. It was, yeah, it's the Wheel of Life. So if you have not watched that, I can highly suggest going back on the web app, search for JF Eds under my name, Kathleen, and you can go back and listen to that one because that was really fascinating. I think that's also quite a good one for this time of the year.
Yeah, and just also a reminder that the Wheel of Life is such an incredible tool because you don't just use it once. You use it as a reflection tool as well. So if you did the Wheel of Life in our previous talk and we are reminding you about that now, it would actually be incredible if you could make the time to sit down and do it again and see how and if your numbers have shifted, and where your focus is going to be for the next 2 months of the year, I think.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking like I need to do it. I think it's something that I'm definitely going to be doing again. Lana, I'm on month 13 of no caffeine. Agree
Well
helps to lower
done.
anxiety levels. Well done, Lana. It is a life-changing thing, I must say.
Yeah.
Natalie, hello, lovely. Welcome, everyone. So it is 35 minutes past. These 30 minutes do fly by in the wink of an eye. So I think I'm gonna do less talking today, which is quite nice because I always do all the talking. As most of you both know, this is my identical twin sister, Jessica Boyser. She's now Jessica Kluter. She has been on here with me before, and it's just so lovely having you back again, Jessie. Thank you. I know that you are really busy at the moment, as I think most of us are at the end of the year. So we really appreciate you taking your time out to have this conversation about confidence with us. But I think before we start, maybe just a little hi to everyone who might not know you, and then I think we just kick it off.
Cool, perfect. Hi to everyone who does not know me. Kath basically introduced me there, but I'm her twin sister. I work in advertising, and I'm also a life coach and a very passionate cook. So I've done some TV work in the kind of food reality show space, and also done some presenting. And I love being on here because Jeff is such a cool community where basically anything you do, you're like directly impacting someone's life. And it's so cool to be able to do that. So when Kath asked me to do another talk, I always like to think about, like, when you're doing these kinds of things, it has to be authentic. And so I like to think about like what would be really useful to me, and then translate that into tools or ideas or talks or whatever that can be applicable for others, women and men and everyone, young and old. And so something that I have been struggling with is a little bit of imposter syndrome. I think we actually spoke about that in our previous talk. I think it came up. For those of you who don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically that feeling where you constantly doubt everything that you're doing, and you constantly feel like you are not good enough, and you are basically a fraud or a fake. And so that's something that I've been struggling with. And so kind of to counter that, I've been working on my confidence. And I know that there are a lot of you out there who, have to get up and go into boardrooms or take on that running challenge, even though you haven't run a day in your life or for the last 10 years. And all of those things need confidence. So I thought that I would share just 8 really cool tools that you can actually apply on a daily basis. And hopefully what will happen is, where you are trying to convince yourself that you are confident in the beginning, a couple of weeks later, you will really be confident and not have to kind of fake it till you make it kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else before we get started, Kix.
No, I think that's great. I see we've already got here saying yes, imposter syndrome. Yes, I can relate. I can relate. So I think we'll hit the nail on the head with this one. But I think just to say that again, that Jace is going to be giving us 8 tools to help you work on your confidence. So if you like, get a pen and paper, jot down 1 to 8, so that you can try and make use of all 8 tools that she is going to be chatting about.
Cool. Amazing. So I am actually going to kick off with the first one, which is the fake it till you make it. I don't really like that saying because I don't really want to bring the word fake into my life. But basically, what this tool basically means is creating or doing something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel positive, before you're having to do something that's difficult or challenging. So as an example, if you need to go into a big meeting, or if you have to go do a live Jeff workout with 50 people in your workout gear, then faking it till you make it means choose something to make yourself automatically already feel more positive. So an example, which I love to use, just like my friend Bernadine always does, is she wears red lipstick. That is her go-to fake it till you make it. If she's intimidated by that meeting, or if she's struggling with something, she puts on some red lipstick, and that immediately just gives her this power that just literally wasn't there before, and gives her that confidence. So it could be an outfit, it could be, a special trinket or piece of jewelry, really anything that just makes you feel like better than you did before, and that automatically gives you confidence. So it's not a long-term fix at all, but what it does is it automatically creates a better starting point to move forward from. So that is the first one. Just gonna have a look if there's any comments over here. It's very difficult because we can see like two different screens, and I'm like looking at myself. So that is the first one. Then the second one is a very, very basic technique, and it is making eye contact with the people or person who you are talking to. And if you can just think about when you're having a conversation with someone and they're not looking you in the eye, you immediately feel uneasy with that person. You immediately doubt, what's coming out of their mouth. Is it true? Is it not? What is their intention with this conversation? Are they actually even listening to me? Do they respect me? So if you put that on the flip side, imagine what you can convey to someone if you make eye contact with them and give them your full attention and focus. That automatically changes their perception of you. So that is the second one. The third one, which is a really great one, and it's very popular, I suppose, these days, is positive affirmations. I'm sure most of you have heard about that. And a positive affirmation is a sentence that you create for yourself, and you repeat that a couple of times throughout the day, or first thing in the morning before you get ready, or before you have to do something that might be scary or challenging, or when you need to motivate yourself to get on your mat and do your workout. A positive affirmation example could be, I'm strong, I'm powerful. And you just say that to yourself, 5, 6, 7 times before you get onto your mat. And I can promise you that you can get on your mat with your red lipstick and you can say, I'm strong and I'm powerful, and you can get through that jet workout way better than you would have without it. That's confidence. That's motivating yourself. That's supporting yourself.
I work with a lot of affirmation, and you can work with it in many different ways. It can be more of, your affirmation can be something that you write on your mirror. I actually saw a really cute one. It's not got to do with personality or anything, but just a little TikTok of someone saying, remember your Woolies bag on the mirror, like every time before, because we all forget our bags at home. And I thought it stuck with me because it was like, how many other things that are more important do we forget? That moment before you leave the door, write that one thing down that's like, I'm present, or I'm relaxed, or I'm strong, or I'm capable. And I think just what we need to think about with this, though, on a deeper psychological level, is that for a lot of us, we don't believe that affirmation. It's something that you are teaching yourself, or you're relearning. And so there is a danger and a potential of harm of just being la-di-da about the affirmation that you're using, because you're keeping on telling yourself something that you don't believe. So when you pick an affirmation, you need to be mindful. You need to take time.
Absolutely.
Don't just go, I'm going to go Google positive affirmations, because that's not going to ingrain on a deeper level in your heart, in your psychology. And you can actually do a lot of damage to yourself when you keep blaring all this stuff at yourself, but it's actually not on your own vibration. So what I would say is if you are choosing to work with positive affirmation, which can be extremely powerful, make sure that it's something very authentic.
Mm.
Make sure that you've taken the time to sit down and journal about it. You know, why is this my affirmation for this week? Because when you can believe in your affirmation, I think that's also when it's really powerful. Or if it's something that you really want for yourself, but make sure that
Mm.
it is something authentic. And I think that's when blah 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 blah, get it rated back
Powerful,
at.
powerful affirmations.
That's when powerful, positive
Yeah,
affirmations really come into work.
yeah, absolutely. Cool. So then the fourth tool that you wouldn't necessarily automatically put with confidence is actually gratitude. And having a gratitude practice every day reduces stress. So it actually reduces your stress hormones by like up to something crazy like 23%, just by being aware of what you already have, what you've already done, what you've already achieved, what you're already capable of, and then moving forward from that. So having a gratitude practice could be anything. It could be, list 5 things in your mind before you go to bed at night. It could be waking up every morning and saying them out loud. It could be journaling, but practicing that moment of not always just wanting to go forward and want more and get better and not be good enough and struggle, but really always focusing on what you already have, what you've already done, what you've already achieved. Because retrospection and seeing how far you've come is a very, very powerful tool. Um, so that is the fourth one. The fifth one is
Sorry,
one of,
Jason, I just want to say,
yeah.
just before we move on, is that this month it's our Be Kind month, and we are running a campaign where everyone is posting either, well, you hashtag I'm grateful for, hashtag Be Kind, and you nominate 3 people in the community that you're grateful for, and it's been
Amazing.
so beautiful to see that. And on top of that, now we're going into, I think, month 2 or 3 now of our new WhatsApp group that is the daily gratitude journal. So it's a
Okay.
journal, but it's a WhatsApp group. So everyone who's on it every day, it's not a chat. There's a few little comments here and there when someone is going through something big, there'll be a response. But in general, it's just someone's journal entry. And to actually see that group every day, to see what people are grateful for, has been mind blowing to me. Um, because you forget about things that you can be grateful for. And then someone
Yeah.
else says the simplest thing, and you're like, wow, I haven't
Yeah.
said thanks for that in a very long
Yeah.
time. So I've put the link for the group here if you'd like to join. Otherwise, you can hop onto Jeff Together and you can actually see some of the posts there for gratitude if you're feeling uninspired in your gratitude practice.
Amazing. Thanks, Kix. Cool. Then moving on to number 5, which is one of my favorite things, and it's something that I taught myself in lockdown because I had more time, and that is self-care. If you are filling your own cup, it is much easier to feel confident. It is much easier to portray a happy, positive person when you are feeling like a happy, positive person. So self-care, I think the Jeff community does a really good job at talking about that as well. Could be anything from, giving yourself one night a week where you get to cook a really, a special meal. It could be something like making sure that you get 8 hours of sleep every night and prioritizing that. Could be a bubble bath, could be a long walk. But again, just filling up your own cup means that you will automatically be stronger and more confident because of that. Um, the sixth tool is be true to yourself. And this is something that is super crucial because we all, I think we all constantly worry about what other people are thinking, what other people are doing, what other people's expectations are of us. We have cultural norms, we have family habits, we have stories that we tell ourselves. But at the end of the day, what you want to be able to do when you look back 2 years from now, 5 years from now, is you want to know that the decisions that you made and the actions that you took were true to you, and that you didn't do them for other people or for other reasons. And so a really great way of making sure that you do stay true to yourself is to build a set of values. And I could literally do a 2-hour talk about values, so I can't go into that too deep. But
So that's our next
basically,
talk. Yay!
I love value work because it's the absolute foundation to everything. But basically, what a value does is it helps you navigate every single decision that you make, every single word that comes out of your mouth. Because if what you're doing and saying and how you're acting is true to that value, it's true to you. And it's a really great way for you to measure decisions. And so, as an example, my main value is integrity. And so, every email that I send to a client, every new hobby that I try to take on or place that I go to, I try and measure that and ask myself, if I leave this or if this is finished, have I been true to that value? Yes or no? And then I know whether I'm on the right track or not. So it's not a judgment or anything like that, but it's a way for you, it's a really nice way for you to make sure that you are staying true to yourself. So I don't know if anyone here would like to share some of their values in the comments. That would be really cool to see what
Ooh,
people
yes, let's see. Let's
to see
see.
what people value would be really interesting. So I don't know, Kix, what are your values?
I think my value is one of my main value. I've many. But I think would definitely be like the first thing that's always come into my heart and my mind is honesty.
Mhm.
Oh, Anita, snap! Literally, as I said that, Anita posted it in the
At the
comments.
same time,
Um,
yeah,
at the literally, I said honesty, and it pops into the comments. Honesty is definitely one of my values. I think it's so deep. We've got honesty from Nancy as well. Honesty and trust,
amazing.
integrity. Please keep sharing those, guys. I want to see more of them. And I think for me, it's not just the obvious of being honest to people or not lying or whatever, but I think it's being honest to yourself.
Yeah,
And that is a very, very, very hard thing to do. And so if I can remain honest with myself, I know that I can remain honest with other people. And I think that's why I'm able to be so transparent with my journey, is because the things that I share are things that I am at peace with myself because I've been honest with
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Um,
Amazing.
so yeah, I see we've got
Okay.
more. We've got honesty. We've got kindness. We've got more integrity. Jace, throw out a few little
Love
extra
it.
words there of values.
So yeah, so I mean values could be anything. Values, confidence could even be a value. If it's something that you want to implement and measure your life against, being active could be a value. Um uh Health, even health, like a broad category of health could be a value. Um okay, amazing. So yeah, so values is, if you want
Okay.
to do some
I
research
see
as
here
well, you
es
can.
I see Esme has said quality, doing quality work, quality moments,
Amazing.
people and things.
Yes.
That is Esme.
Love
Got
that.
you, girl. On the
Great.
same page.
Amazing. So I'm gonna just move on. I'm just worried about time. So number 7 is validation. And this is maybe going to be a touchy subject because I know that the Jeff community is all about support and accountability and having a network of people who help you get from where you are to where you want to be. But what I want to say is that external validation should not be a requirement for you to have confidence and to feel good about yourself and to love yourself. Internal validation, internal support system. You have to be your number one cheerleader. It doesn't help you have a million cheerleaders around you. If you are not cheerleading yourself, you're not going to get to where you want to be. It's not going to be authentic, and you're not going to experience that shift. So external support system is amazing, and we need it absolutely. But your number one cheerleader needs to be you.
I guess that's where. Sorry, I'm gonna be very short. I know we're running out of time, but I think when you take what I love about systems like this that you're introducing us to is that it is so connected, and it's not a level. You're not climbing a ladder. You're not going from confidence tool 1, 2, 3. They're lying on the same spectrum. So you implementing them all at the same time in different ways. So if something like internal validation is something you're struggling with, then going back to something like the fake it till you make it tool is something that you use them together then, because then it's like, okay, cool, how do I every day I'm going to cheer myself until I start feeling like I'm giving myself that validation. And then if my WhatsApp group doesn't support me that much on the Thursday when I really needed it, it's okay because I've supported myself.
Got you. Yeah. And another really great kind of practice is to imagine yourself once you've done something already and what that would feel like, and then to hold on to that feeling when you need to do it and you need to start doing it. So imagine, what will I feel like once I've done my workout, and use that to motivate you and to build that confidence to get onto your mat or to get your laptop out to get the session going. But that applies to everything in life. Amazing. So that's number 7. Then number 8, which is our final tool, which is really cool, and it is body language. And body language is literally 13 times more impactful than verbal communication. 13 times more important is what that is saying to you. So what your body language is saying and doing is crucial to how other people are perceiving you, and it's crucial to how you are feeling and executing whatever you are doing. So I thought what would be really fun to talk about with body language is a thing called power poses. And I'm not sure if anyone has heard about it before. There's an incredible TED talk by a woman called Amy Cuddy, AMYCUDDY, where she talks a bit more in depth about power poses and the actual physical effects. But basically what happens when you put yourself into a power pose for 2 or 3 minutes is your testosterone levels actually go up and your cortisol levels actually come down. So you are literally putting your body into this intentional, strong strength mode. And so where this comes in with your confidence, obviously, is 2-3 minutes before you go into that boardroom, or if you need to go to your kids' school and you're intimidated by the other moms and whatever, go stand in the bathroom, do a power pose, 2-3 minutes, and then walk into that hall. So it's really, really fun. And your power pose can be anything. But there's actual science and actual specific poses which really work. So there are a couple of them. The first is a superwoman, which I really, really love, or a superman, obviously. And that is basically just standing with your feet hip distance. I'm going to sound like Kiki now teaching yoga. Stand with your feet hip distance apart. And you're going to put your hands on your hips. I don't know if you can see me. Can I move back a bit?
Yes.
So like this, up straight, head up. And you're going to stand like that for about 2 minutes. The second one, which I think is really nice as well, because it makes me feel like I'm in like an episode of Suits or something, is the take it or leave it. And you're basically going to stand in front of the desk and you put your hands down on the desk and you lean forward. And you look forward, and that's the take it or leave it. Then there is also the president, which is where you lean back, put your feet on the desk, put your hands behind your head. Literally, the president. Okay,
like living your best life.
Yeah, exactly. And that can be applied similarly to the CEO, which is sitting on a chair. Put your right leg on top of your left knee, or right ankle on top of your left knee. So like that 90 degree. Again, leaning back, arms back, and you hold this pose for 2 minutes. And I promise you, you literally feel like you're coming out of a movie already. And then another similar one to, I suppose, the Superman is to also just stand feet hip distance apart. And it's called the performer. And you literally put your arms out and you reach out. But all of these poses can be adapted to you and to make sure that you are actually getting the benefit out of it. But it literally scientifically changes your hormones.
Yeah.
And therefore will guarantee you results in having more confidence. So yeah, so those are the 8 tools.
Jessie, what's the name of the lady who did the TED Talk?
Amy Cuddy, Amycuddy.
Okay, I'm just putting that in the comments, guys, or ladies and James, whoever's here. That's amazing, Jace. I think maybe just give us a little, just go through all 8, the titles again.
Okay, cool. So the first one was fake it till you make it. Second one is eye contact. Third one is affirmations. Fourth one is gratitude. Fifth is self-care. Sixth is be true to yourself or values. 7 is validation or cheerleading. And 8 is body language or power poses.
Awesome. You've given me so much to think about. I see here, Haley says, thanks so much. This has been awesome. So happy I made the time. This is my self-care today. Amazing. amazing.
Love that.
Yeah, and I think for me, the power pose, and I've shared this in I think I shared it in the yoga, the More Calm Less Stress course, was things like mudras. So connecting your fingertips, connecting your hands in different ways. For me, it's trying to get it on the screen, Hakini Mudra. So we have an incredible amount of nerve endings in our fingertips. And obviously you've got the cross of right brain, right side of the body, left side of the body. So bringing your hands in together, lifting through the elbows, getting a little lift in your armpits is something that I love. Your hands don't even have to be up. They could be in underneath the table. And so when I'm in a big conversation, or even sometimes when I'm doing like Jeff Eds and things, to keep myself focused and present, I come into Hakini Mudra. So there's so many different ways. Jessie, I'd love to know what if you have to think of now, what's one thing, maybe even outside of these tools, that gives you confidence that you could share with us? Like, what's the number 9 bonus tip from Jace?
Preparation. If I've prepared, I feel capable and confident and able in everything.
Oh, Jessie, you're so amazing. So amazing, guys. She's definitely the more prepared sister. She's also the spreadsheet queen. And you know, I think also, just to close us off, because we're going over time now, but thank you everyone who has stayed and who has joined. Please leave your questions and please contact Jess. I did post in the Jeff Life group, but you can find her on Instagram, Jessica Kluter Coaching. Reach out to her if you have any questions. But what I wanted to say is, when you think of confidence, don't imagine, so we've got people, other people can be our expanders. They're there to show us where we could go, you know, what are possibilities. But in the end, it's still your journey and it's individual. And it's baby steps. It's constant practice. It's things like, take these 8 tools now and for the next 8 weeks, work on one of them a week. This week, week 1...
and make them your own. Yeah. Make them your own. As it needs to work for you. Don't, shout out 10 affirmations every morning if it's not working. Try something else.
Amazing. Everyone, thank you so much for joining, Jessie. I don't know if you see all the comments, everyone saying, thanks, Jessie, thanks,
Yes,
Jessie,
thanks
thanks, Jessie.
everyone.
um,
Awesome.
please leave your questions. I think that we have decided on our next Ed session with Jess, which will be our values conversation. So keep an eye open for that. I will try and book her in, but I know that she's got a busy schedule, so I'm hoping she will squeeze us in at some point. Probably be beginning of next year. But Jessie, thank you so much. You know I
Awesome.
love
Thank
and adore and
you.
respect you so much. So thank you for also being
Okay.
the yin to my yang and the yang to my yin when we need to be that for each other, and for being my cheerleader when I wasn't able to be my own cheerleader. So yeah, thank you for being here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for joining.
Have a beautiful afternoon, everyone. Much
Okay.
love.
Bye.
Bye.